But yeah, so this table looks pretty close. It's almost done. I just got to make that drawer down there. See right there, if I can get my finger to point there. But I got a little bit of a problem, and I'll lean down here and you can see what I got. You see that little gap right there? It's about, on this side, it's a little under 1/8. It's about 3/32. And if we go around to the other side here, on that far corner, same gap. It's a little bit under 1/8, about 3/32. Touch is fine over here. This is my goal. This is what I'm hoping for. But it's not happening that way yet. So I got twist. And I know I've got twist. I can tell it. I can put the winding sticks on it. I've got twist. I have a problem with this though. One thing is that this little mechanism, so I can't tie it down. Here, let me give you a better shot of the lifting here. It's hard to do holding a camera, but you get the idea. So that alone makes it impossible for me to bolt it to the table. If it were fixed, I could tie it straight down, but I need to find a way to get it so it's a little flatter and doesn't bother me and rattle and all that sort of stuff when it's fully retracted. So that's where I'm standing. A couple of things I've tried. First, I tried clamping it opposite twist and mounting these little bits of aluminum angle, but I don't, and they're slotted screws. The screws are oversized, but I don't think I can get them tight enough to take out such a minor little twist on such a very wide panel. And I also think that they aren't rigid enough anyways, being angle and aluminum. They're not the most rigid things. So I think I'm going to scrap those. I think I'm going to take those off. They did not improve things much at all. And then the second thing I also tried was I tried laying down. Let's get this to stop here. Let's bring it down. I tried to lay down a block of 3/4 inch melamine on this corner and on that corner over there, and then I clamped this side down to sort of opposite twist it, and I left it there, geez, for a few weeks. Came back, pulled the clamps off, it was beautifully flat. Came back a week later, and we had the twist again. So I don't know if the wife would let me cross twist clamp the coffee table every couple of weeks in the house. So what I had wondered was, if I cross clamp it and get that twist out right then and there, could I immediately throw finish on it and hope that it stays? I mean, it's only 1/8 of an inch, so I wonder if that would be enough to delay it. I don't think it's a moisture thing. I think it's a tension thing in the wood. Now you see some problems. I've got already nice finished rounded corners and bevels on the bottom, so it's actually 2 panels. There's the seam right here. It's 12 or so inches wide on either side. Actually, let's find out. Yeah, it's about 12 inches on either side. It's a 24-inch wide panel. It's about, I think, 55 or 60 inches long. Let's find out. It's been a while since I've measured it. 54.5 inches long. So I hate the idea of, and I may not have a choice, but I'm hoping we can find some ways around having to, I know the common wisdom is to rip it down the seam, joint the edges, and glue it back together. But if I rip this, I'm just going to end up with 2 twisted boards. Now, how do you get 2 twisted boards together in such a way that they cancel each other's twist out with the finished edge already, and it's about the right dimensions? I'd hate to lose any length or width on it if possible. So the idea of ripping it down kind of, one, scares me, and it's, I'd hate to lose the boards because they are both very fine. You can see there's a little, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's some curl in these boards that looks really great. The other end of this board was what I used to make up the veneer for this bottom, for down here. And they both should polish up and finish nicely. But so you see, I've got a bit of a problem with, well, twist. So what do you guys think? Can I Can I come up with a way? I don't know. I guess I could, on the underside, maybe weaken it somehow so that I can twist it really hard. Maybe cut a kerf all the way diagonally so I can then twist it and then straps across. I don't know. I think that would mess with wood movement, I guess. But yeah, so that's where I am on how do I solve this table. If I think what I may end up doing, if there is no reliable solution to flatten this thing out acceptably, what I might end up doing is scrapping the whole idea of the raising and lowering mechanism and just fasten the top through to the base and not have a moving table. But this is one of those, I'd really like the table to be able to lift the top because it's really nice for eating up against or eating with or using my laptop on it. Or there's a lot of good things about having the top lift. So if I don't have to lose the top lifting, I would love to keep it. But if it doesn't stick, if I can't make it work, if I have to sacrifice these two boards, then I don't want to have to sacrifice the other two cherry boards that I have sitting in the shed, because those are for the entertainment center that is supposed to match this piece. Hopefully you guys will have some advice. I wondered if I was able to twist the base a little so it didn't. But yeah, the base is very rigid. I've got pretty deep mortise and tenons down here. All of the panels are in sliding dovetails. The rail stretchers underneath the top here, these little guys, are in dovetails on each side and dovetailed here. It's a fairly rigid base, so I don't think I can shim the feet of the two low spots to make up that difference. But I'm willing to entertain other kinds of ideas. I'm wondering, ideally the top would be flat. But if that can't happen, we'll have to figure something else out. So, yeah, that's my video. What do you guys think? Am I screwed? Any advice I'd appreciate. Thanks, everybody.